stretch, I'll start talking about playing along with the chicken or the egg question. Do you know what I mean by that? I think maybe sometimes I say things. I understand what I mean by that. So it's the chicken or the egg thing. So which comes first? The knowledge and the perfection or the practice. Well, you obviously practice first. But which comes first? Right exercise, quality practice, or the perfection of practice. So here's a really simple thing for me. And it makes sense to me, so I'm assuming it makes sense to some others, maybe even many others. So picking, no, not picking. What's the word I'm looking for? Perfection, right? So we have the word perfection. So we all are guilty of saying that practice makes perfect. But what if you practice like a slob? What if you practice like, if you're not very good at practicing? What if you practice like crap? So it's really interesting, like, if you don't do a good job practicing, how do you, perfect practice. Anyone who's ironed a shirt knows that if you iron a wrinkle into the shirt, that's a bad practice. If you go ahead and try to iron that wrinkle out, if you've ever tried to do that, it's a lot harder to iron the wrinkle out than it was to put it in. So that's one of the things, like, I would work on practicing we'll probably never achieve it, and one day maybe we'll see it. I have faith that one day I'll see perfection, but that's a different discussion for another day maybe. But it is a good question, and I'll walk you through that right here. So let's walk through addressing that question and working on playing perfectly. So you can see I addressed my posture. I'm responding to your question here. So physically I'm working on fingers 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't even have any fingers yet. So what happens before I even use the fingers? And that's the pick sequence. So am I using? Let me go over here, because I think what we're looking for here is
case I have to drool. So what I'm doing here is practice makes permanent. Yeah, that's a true story, isn't it? That's a good one. And that also addresses quality of practice too, doesn't it, Mark? That's awesome. Practice makes permanent. 1E ended 2, so before I even do anything with my fret hand, I've still got to get my picking hand under control. So if I'm doing this and I'm moving my entire arm, I'm really not all that accurate. But now I can surgically start to and you can see what's going on. You have 2 and 4, 9 and 12. 1 handed down up there, really getting a smaller range of motion. If we're not making a good quality tone, I'm not really sure what we're doing. Confident quality tone, that really makes a difference. These two fingers and this two fingers. What we're trying to do is just get these fingers to kind of do their own thing, right? We're working on creating finger independence, which is super important, and that's why I do the same thing every day. Roughly the same thing, right? There are specializations, and then there are other things like, working through chordal harmony or quintal harmony or, that kind of. As opposed to just descending, the scalar pattern. Or ascending the scalar pattern. See what I'm doing there? I'm starting with 2 tones, and then not leaving 2 tones exposed, but departing from one or the other. Which gives us a little bit of tension. We have that spot of tension. So let's take a look at finger 23. Here we go. Just sorting out that stretch. All that stuff, the things that we choose to specialize in. Those are the important things, right? Those are the deal makers. Now we're starting to get somewhere. We're starting to get a couple more exercises, then we're slated for another stretch break, okay? If you're still here and you're enjoying anything, any of what we're doing, I'd love to see, love to see you smash that like button or double tap the screen if you're watching on mobile report. There's 2, 3, 4 on press 10, 11, and 12. And again, what I'm doing here is, thank you. What I'm doing here is it's just a simple morning walk. It's one of those things that I'm going to do anyway, regardless of whether or not I have any likes or any other people in this live stream. So this is stuff that I'm going to do every day anyway. I have, some fairly lofty goals for this year and next. This is season 1. You are currently watching episode number 71 today. So we had a good, solid preseason. Some of these guitar players in the live chat have been here since before episode number 1. But we do all hang out here hoping to better our guitar practice over the span of this next year. 2025 is a big year. It's a landmark year. And now's our time to just kind of make all of these notes that we play mean something. It's the time is now, or what's that jazz tune, favorite jazz tune? Now's the time. Maybe that's not it. But here we go. Fingers 1 and 2 and 3, same thing. So 10, 11, 12, here we go. 2E and a D and a 4. You know what? I'm going to go listen to that after this. I've got to go do a quick walk. Just get a little bit of cardio this morning. And then I'm back in the shop. I'm going to get back into the studio. Get some stuff done. Being here. If you guys, if you wanted to be here, you're more than welcome to just kind of pop in when you want, take off when you want. Obviously, there's no live door. It's an open door policy here on the interwebs, so that's kind of good to know. Just trying to work back and forth between other subdivisions in the beat, 6s, 7s, and 5s, just to plant the seed. Stretch. I think we're at 29. We're pretty close. We'll get a stretch in early, okay? Here we are. This is great. And this is, if you are into instant gratification, this is the way to do it. Right here. This is the selling point. This is the pitch we're looking for. Oh yeah, this is awesome. This is good stuff. Smashing the like button. Yes, Mark, thank you for encouraging me. Instant gratification, I want to be in the moment. Not instant gratification, I want to be in the moment. That's a good sentiment. That's a good sentiment. It's one of those things that's difficult. It can be a challenge to maintain living in the moment. Who was the author of, we were talking about, it was the primordial fears, like the fear of the loss. There are like 7 of them, I think. But one of the exercises to avoid one of those fears is to, you know how when we sort of like drift off into, stare into the void? One of the exercises, if I catch myself doing that, to stop it, because it's not placing me currently right in the moment. So that's another thing, just to be aware of those moments that we might be missing out on. Let's get this thing, let's see if we can change that angle with that one. Here we go. Maybe there's a little better contrast there, I'm not sure. See if we can get it even better. Let's see what happens when we do this. Yeah, looks, oh, super. Alright, fingers 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Here we are. We're 4-finger guitar players again. Congratulations. 1 E and a 2 E and a T and a 4. I want to get through this, so I really want to just get through the C major scale. I think it'd be worthwhile investigating the C major scale this morning. And folding this into nicely, like they're frothed egg whites, they're lifted egg whites, we're folding it into the waffle batter. We don't want it overfold, but we do want to have them in there. So this is what we're up to today. 1, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 1 E and a 2 E and a D E and a 4 E and a 7 notes times 6 strings. Come on up, bass. Very cool. Oh, 42. It is 42. That was a pretty large topic of discussion between myself and another instructor at a program that I had started in a previous life. But man, what a great book. Oh yeah, I just switched over to finger rolls. I just realized I'm just intuitively doing these finger rolls. It must be what I need. It must be what my body needs for nutrition. I really want to place the notes. I want to be shorter notes. I'll long the metronome. 1, 2, down, down. Playing on the click, super important. Unless you're Schoenberg or a child or Oz. I mean, I guess the metronome is all still important in some cases. And in order to develop a feel that you can play rubato, it all develops from metronomic regimentation, right? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 starts the 4th finger on fret 13, so 9, 10, 11, 13. Fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. Ooh, we're at 17 likes, 18 likes. We got a couple more likes, can't we? We can do it. guys want to go? So if you wanted to stick around, we're just going to start talking about this now. Just wait a second. More exercise and stretch to go. And then we'll be there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, but we'll kick the first finger back. Put the kickstand out front. Stretch coming up after this. Fritz 8, 10, 11, 12, 1, 16, no triplets maybe. I know it's not my favorite, all of us. Really doesn't feel like I actually did a lesson on investing when I think on this channel. It's an older video. So I caution you if you go find it. Go ahead and just get another stretch in here. So, good morning, Mark. Thank you for being here and I hope you have a wonderful day. We are going to start talking right after this stretch. So you have a marker, 20 minutes in. We are going to start working that multi-string C major scale approach. So this is where you come back to 20 minutes in, or 30 minutes, 38 minutes in, 40 minutes in, something like that. Have an awesome day, man. Have a great, super day. Dust and bones, yeah. With that comment, smash that like button. Devin, that was the first thing I learned. I can't use a pick on acoustic. Feels wrong. Hey, yeah, I know the feeling. Hey, Guy, what's going on, Guy? I see some dust in the wind. You know how to super chat, Guy? That works both ways, pal. So what do you think? You want to hear it like super slow? go. C major scale. I know, it's whole, half. Whole, half. So whole, half, 2 wholes and a half, followed by 2 wholes and a half, followed by 3 wholes and a half. So 2 wholes and a half, 3 wholes and a half. 2, half, 3, half, right? So we'll start with the piano type layout. Let's go ahead and just face the camera, shall we? We shall. Starting with finger number 1, on fret number 1, on string number 1. It's not string number 1, is it? String number 2. So just making sure we're paying attention here. So finger 1, and these are movable mini positions. So all we're doing is we're simply exercising the fact that we have opposable thumbs. 1, 2, we're doing this pressure, pluck, release, slide. So pressure, pluck, release, slide. Pressure, pluck, release, slide. Pressure, pluck, release, slide. Pressure, pluck, release, slide. That's 4 techniques to play to move from one point to the next. And then we have to calculate, we have to index how far to move our forearm, our large motor, in order to get to access the next hit. You know, who says guitar is moving? It's not. It's like riding a bike. So finger 1, fret number 1, D string. You'll notice I'm right behind the fret. I'm not like in the middle of the fret. Because I'll have to press harder. It'll pull the string out of tune. You can thank Mr. Mick Goodrick. You can write him a letter or phone him or whatever. I'm not sure if he's still around. He's the cast guitar player for the guitar department at Berkeley College Music, right here in Boston. And just a wonderful one. So the same thing applies.
C. Haven't we? Yes, alright. Let's take a look at figures 2, 4. So eventually, my arm starts to understand where I need to move from one position to the next only because I might have done this a tremendous amount, time in the previous life. But it's really well working. So now we're working on movable mini positions with, now we graduated 2 fingers, now we have 3 fingers. So if we have the 3 fingers available in that position, we have open B, C, D, and then we have fingers 1, 2, and 4. E, F, G, and then A, B, C. Thanks, guy. Appreciate that. So really what I'm trying to do is find all of those things. So let's start with the high E string. Let's go back and start with the high E string. We'll start with defining all the notes in the C major scale. So we're starting at a different place in the whole half template. E, F is a half step. G, A, B, C, and then D, E, F, E. That's the top of the octave. From E to shining B, I guess in this case. How would we play that? How would we play that song in So we're working E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Really simple. So let's take a look at systematically organizing this. So I'm only going to use these positions. So I'm using 3 fingers, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So I know that I'm in position number 1, or open position.